Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is your captain speaking. We'll be taxiing to the jetway in just a moment. I want to thank you for flying Exile Airlines and to remind you that your humanity won't return until you set foot into the airport proper. So until that time, feel free to do whatever the hell you want and treat your fellow passengers with as much disrespect as you can muster. Remember, it's your world to do with as you please. Everyone else is an obstacle. Treat them as such.
You are watching Generation Exile.
I was coming home on a Delta flight yesterday, an afternoon flight, and I was sitting somewhere like mid-rear of the airplane. I had an aisle seat, and the plane lands, and you know the dance you do when the plane lands, like some people in the aisle will stand up just to stretch your legs. You know you're not going anywhere because you're deplaning. And
Right.
like some will venture to take their bag down, whatever. You got to wait until like the first half of the plane is deplaned before there's some serious movement going on. So
Right.
I choose to stand. I'm a big guy and, you know, my legs need a little stretchy poo. So I stand up and I hear behind me, excuse me, I need to get my bag. Like a little bit of alarm, young woman's voice. So I'm like, oh, you know, so I'll always help bring a bag down from the overhead. And that kind of guy. I'm tall. I can get it. Yeah. So
You're there anyway.
the bag thing was open. The overhead was open. There was some like a Latin dude in front of me, a little older, and he started to pull the bag. And I thought this was this lady's bag, so I started to try to help the guy, but he didn't need my help. So he was kind of like, you know, pulling it away. I'm like, okay, he's got it. Young lady, here's your bag. I turned. It's like a young Indian woman, or I shouldn't say Indian, South East Asian, you know, persuasion, something that some country there, right?
Okay.
Desi. They're called Desis.
A Desi in white sweatshirt, white sweatpants, a little on the short side, and a lot of nose rings going on. And
Okay.
that wasn't her bag. So then she's like, excuse me, I've got to get my bag. So like I'm standing, so I'm like, ugh, there's nowhere for her to go. So I kind of like have to like squeeze my body back into sort of half my seat, half not my seat. And she's not going anywhere because the Latin guy's not moving. So I'm like, well, where's her bag? Like, where's your bag, lady? And she doesn't answer me. And like next to me on my left is like a blonde flight attendant, not of Delta, like a different airline who happened to be flying on the flight. And she's like looking at me, like shaking her head. But then this woman pushes ahead past the Latin guy to this like tall, I want to say redneck lady. You know, someone who looks like she stands outside like smoking Pall Malls, you know, chain smoking them. And like that woman like turns to her and is like, there ain't nowhere for you to go, honey. Like she says something real sassy. And this woman, her first thing out of her mouth is, who's talking to you, lady? Like, oh shit, like this is elevating already. Nobody's talking to you, lady. And that woman's like, oh, all right, well, you ain't going nowhere. And she's like, I need to get my bag. Like this, again, this rallying cry. Like she's got to get her bag. Where's her bag? So like, then she starts pushing. She's pushing the redneck lady. And the redneck lady is like pushing back. And all of a sudden, I'm in like one of these, like someone's going to film this. It's going to be all over the fucking internet. And like, I'm like, I have to like say something, you know? I can't sit there and watch like a fight break out. So I'm like, young lady, because now I'm an old guy, so I have to say young lady. I say, young lady.
Wait, you really said young
lady?
lady?
Young lady. I said, young lady.
Oh my God.
You know, Dave,
man.
what you say in the heat of the moment sometimes. It's not
No. It's.
Yeah.
I'm not judging you. It's more how it reflects on me that I'm worried about.
Yeah, it's alarmingly appropriate.
The company I keep.
I'm like, young lady, there is a decorum to deplaning. It goes from the front to the back, row by row. And until you get to your row, you can't really go anywhere. And if your bag is up ahead, you're going to pass it. And like the flight attendant next to me goes, thank you, sir. Like I got some affirmation from the flight attendant.
Oh, shit. You got an amen.
But that did
You got a
not stop
professional amen.
the young Desi woman, who then
Uh-oh.
turned around and shot me dagger eyes, but didn't say anything, and then proceeded to push the woman, but a little bit feistier. And the flight attendant then said, "You realize you'll be banned from Delta and probably arrested, ladies." Like now both ladies are essentially like struggling. If you continue this. And it was at that point that the deplaning had finally reached the melee, and now there was a clearer path. But now we're all walking out of the plane together. We're like going down the aisle of the plane.
Walking side by
the
side.
redneck lady,
Jetway.
the Desi lady, me, the flight attendant, and the Desi lady gets to the front of the plane and takes her bag. Her bag was just in like seat 12. We were back in the 20s or the early 30s. And it's like, this whole time your bag was up ahead. You had to go the same direction. Don't you understand how deplaning works? And as we're walking out, the redneck lady says, "See, you're so pushy for nothing." And she says, "I'll push you right now. This is getting worse now." And the redneck lady says, "You can push me, but I'll just throw you." And then that's when I started laughing, because that was pretty witty. Like, I mean, nothing like dwarf tossing, but like the girl was kind of small. The redneck lady was kind of like smiling, like while she said it, But we then ended up, all of us, sort of promenading down the Delta like terminal, which is this long stretch of like people movers, with the barbs flying. It went on for a bit until I think the Desi woman checked out into a bathroom. But I've never had so much excitement on a deplaning before.
Oh my god, that's funny though, because like you're still walking with the person.
Yeah, for a
like,
while.
what do you do? Bitch.
Yeah.
Like a mile.
Yeah, you just
I
like
still think you're a bitch.
That's what was going on. It was like,
you got to try a different tactic where you're just like kind of crazy what happened back there, right? Like, things got a little out of hand.
there were moments of that too. The redneck lady kept turning back to me to like smile, like, "You believe this, bitch?"
Right.
I'm like, "We're still walking with her."
We're
My
still
question
walking with
is,
this bitch.
My question is, how much cocaine did she have in that bag?
No.
Do we think?
Has she ever been on an airplane before?
Yeah,
is she just
another good
a
question.
pushy diva, who's used to getting everything her way, like make way, me first, something in the bag. I don't know what, but there's never a reason to need to get your bag first, unless, here's the one caveat: if your bag has been put in the overhead rows back, I could understand a little bit of, "Excuse me, pardon me, I just want to get my bag before," you don't want to wait for the whole plane to deplane to then go back and get your bag. But no pushing. Just I'm talking about the etiquette of deplaning. So, yeah. And then,
oh man,
as I got on a people mover, you get to the end of one, another one starts a little bit. An old woman fell and hit her head, and like a crowd started to form of like Lucky Loos and Good Samaritans, and I was like, "No, fuck it, I already had my moment." I'm like, I can't do two of these in like 5 minutes.
had enough drama for one deep
So
planing.
I just kept walking. I'm like, I'm not Superman, man. I can't deal with everyone's problems at the
I've
airport.
already tried to diffuse one tense situation today.
Right. I'm like,
I'm not a miracle worker.
yeah, what do you
here.
want from me? Meanwhile, why is Delta's terminal so goddamn long? Like, what? Why can't they just have a few wings? Why do you have to go for miles and miles? It's just, that's what the problem is. It's the airport's fault. Anyway, that's my
I'm
story.
picturing that woman as someone who looks like Snooki.
Could be like a Desi Snooki.
Yeah,
It was the white sweatpants that did it, wasn't it?
I think so.
Matching
I think so.
sweatshirt, sweatpants ensemble, all white. That's the most excitement I've ever had at a, maybe like what's the Chinese place called? The Panda Express. The Panda Express opened early. That was very exciting.
Yeah. They were giving bourbon chicken samples.
Right.
It would have been funny if like the four of you ended up near a Fridays and been like, "Hey, you want to just all sit down and grab a quick bite?
I would love that.
We'll work this out."
You are watching Generation Exile.
Really hate that sad loser, Mr. Newberger.
Who, me?